Hi Crypto Queens, welcome to my channel. My name is Natalie. In today's episode, we will go through DXY, BTC, and Ethereum. And right now, at the moment, on BTC, we have some Fibonacci levels that we could potentially see the market retest. We've already retested one Fibonacci level, but if we're breaking above this one, then we're looking around for a potential retest around 17,590. When it comes to Ethereum, I will have a total breakdown from the weekly chart down to 15 minutes, and we have the same scenario here. We just might see us pull back up to 1,280 for a potential retest of a continuation for the drop. If we're breaking above that level, I have some other levels that is very important for us to know about when it comes to these pairs. Don't forget, I'm no financial advisor. You need to look up everything yourself first, but please continue looking at this video together with me, and I'll show you the details when it comes to DXY, BTC, and Ethereum. Starting off with DXY is right now giving us a pretty huge bullish candlestick, and we are retesting the previous higher low resistance level that we have at around 105. If this candlestick is closing above 104.965, then most likely this can be where the market is continuing up to potentially 105.720 or 106.260. So DXY looks very bullish at the moment. If we don't see that we are rejecting the support that we're doing at the moment, see the market potentially break below the previous Fibonacci level at 104.360, give us a lower high, and then potential continuation of a drop, because remember, previous support might turn into a new resistance. So this is the reason why it's so important for us to understand that if the market is breaking above it, then it can take us back up to higher targets. If the market is breaking below, then of course we're continuing to lower targets. In this case, this will be for BTC to have the continuation of the drop now if DXY does decide to continue up to some higher targets. We're looking at BTC on the daily chart. Yesterday, with the news that we had when the Fed did speak, we did have a pump to the upside. We almost came up and retested one of my Fibonacci levels around $18,500, and now we can go down to the lower time frames, and you can clearly see how the market had a pretty huge drop after this momentum. If we're continuing to looking at the daily, if you were on my live stream, which also closed because I don't know what happened, my computer just shut off and I couldn't do anything about it, so that's why the previous live stream just ended. But what we spoke on that live stream was that if we take Fibonacci from the lowest point, from the last higher low level to the new higher high, the fake out that we did have yesterday, we have a Fibonacci between 17,290 and 17,520, where the market can give us a higher low. It doesn't look like that based on that the daily candlestick, the daily is also closing with a, is it an evening star, morning star? These three candlesticks is representing a bearish reversal pattern, which means that we most likely can see the market have the next momentum to the downside based on that we almost had the retest of 18,500 yesterday. Remember, Fibonacci levels are very respected. The market gets drawn to it and then it just reverses, just the way you're seeing it on supply and demand zone, support and resistance zone. So very strong level where the market came to, and if we're closing like this, we just most likely will see the market continuing to drop. But we still have some levels that we can still focus on when it comes to BTC. And as I said, if you were on today's live stream that we did have for 30 minutes, we had some Fibonacci levels that I was looking at, and one of them is right now, we came up and retested it between 17,470 and 17,445. If we go back in time, you could also see how the market dropped to a previous support level, and then you saw the market have the momentum. So if we go down even more to the lower time frames, to the 15 minutes, we need to break below. So remember now what I spoke about. The yellow lines are representing representing where we could potentially see the market reverse to the upside, because this is the higher low level. So remember, around this box that we have, the market can continue to consolidate before it decides what direction it want to continue to. Based on that, we have a previous support. We just might see the market bounce back to it for then maybe have a potential push to the upside before we see the market continue down now if the market continues with the bearish momentum, because in a downtrend the market could potentially give you a lower high to some higher targets, and that's why we're using the Fibonacci for us to be able to calculate where that potential lower high can be. And then based on that, if we're zooming out once again on BTC on the 4-hourly, you can also see that we have the support trend line that is representing the pullback that we have, because remember, overall we are in a downtrend right now. What we're looking at is a pullback. So when the pullback is over, you will see the market break the all the bullish levels where we could potentially see the market reverse up from. Okay, so another level that we have is the previous resistance around $17,200, because what this is the last consolidation resistance that we didn't have before we saw this huge breakout from the level. So it just might be a breakout, retest, a continuation, or this just might be where we see the market have done the retest that it needs, and then a potential continuation of the drop. So right now what we're looking at on the lower time frames is to see how the market, or at least that's what I am doing, is to see how the market is behaving around this box to, you know, give us the patterns and the direction. Are we continuing up or are we continuing down? We never had the time to go through Ethereum on my stream, so let us just do this. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna highlight the support trend line that we're gonna take from way back, just to make sure that we understand the trend that we're in right now. And we are actually retesting the trend line, the support trend line, and you can see how we are reacting to it. If we're looking at the weekly chart, another thing that we also can do is that we drag Fibonacci from the highest point to the lowest point, break it down to the daily chart. You can see how the market almost came back down and retested Fibonacci at 1,377. Another thing that we can do is that we drag another support trend line that's representing this trend that we do have to see how the market's going to behave towards it. And you can already see how the market has been retesting this level. Now, if the market will break the support trend line, well, then that just might be a break of structure. We have the previous resistance the same way as we saw on BTC. We saw the market broke above it, and remember when we say the market breakout, retest, potential continuation to the upside, but the market never had, the market broke below it. So we just might see another retest against the previous resistance as a new resistance, and that just might be where we see the market actually taking us to lower targets. So what we also can do based on the Fibonacci, because you guys know how much the Fibonacci can help us, we're just gonna use it again, and from this bounce that we do have, we just might have another potential continuation. We're looking between the support at the previous resistance between 1,295 up to 1,320 for a potential reverse, and that can be the beginning for the market to have the power to break below the support trend line. I want to see how it looks on the lower time frames also. So we can also go to the 15 minutes chart and see what the market is doing here. So we just drag another fib from high to low, and we have the Fibonacci right here between 1,277 and 1,280. The market can definitely reach these levels, and this will also be a guidance for us if the market will come up to it, retest it, continuation of the drop, or break above it, and that can be the beginning for the market to go to the targets that I spoke about in the beginning of the analyze. Don't forget that you can also receive the best bonus available right now on Bybits, up to $30,030 by using the link in the description down below the video. This is my favorite platform when it comes to cryptocurrencies, because other brokers that I've had since before, you have the spread is super huge when it comes to it. There's very high fees when we're trying to transfer the money, of course. And one other great thing when it comes to Bybit, it's not just a simple platform, but they also give you other bonuses for the first time you use a stop loss, the first time you're taking a trade, the first time you're downloading the app, etc. Like $5, $11 here and there. So the platform is really, really good when it comes to things like that. But the best thing is that it's very, very simple for you to use. It's zero fees right now when it comes to spot pairs, but overall very low fees. This is of course also how you are supporting my channel. Thank you everyone for looking at this video together with me. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification so you know when I am live next time, or when I do have my daily updates. Hopefully tomorrow we will have a longer live stream, and hopefully my computer will not just die in the middle of everything. But we see each other tomorrow. I hope everyone is having a great night. Mwah, toodles! I love you so much.